I don't even know how to start this. I think it's no secret to say that Grand Summoners is in a pretty rough spot at the moment. Even though the 4th year anniversary came out and people may be more interested than ever, well, you can't deny that that's just because the Forever Summon's back. In terms of what's happening in the game, it's actually quite dead at the moment. I mean, yeah, we do have the rerun crossover, Hatsune Miku, happening at the moment, but even that I don't think is captivating people's attention as much as some of the other stuff that's happened before in Grand Summoners. Which goes to the topic of this video. Why I feel like Grand Summoners is in this down period, and why I think that GS is kind of plateauing and possibly not gonna go up or down for quite a while. By the way, for some of the people that may just want to hate or something, this isn't me blatantly hating on the game. This is me legitimately criticizing a product that I thoroughly enjoy. As somebody who's played this game for 4 years, it really upsets me that I don't have a reason to get on the game and play. There's no reason for me to log in and play. If the Forever Summon isn't happening, what's the reason to even open the app? To get my login bonus? Oh, I mean, that's a cool 5 crystals. So why do I think GS is doing this? Of course, I can't see the inside numbers, right? I can't actually see how many people are playing, how many people are logging in each day, where are the dips, where are the spikes, you know. I can't see that type of stuff, because if I could, there could be actual information I could recommend. However, I can use my YouTube as a reference point for most of this, and I'll just say it like this. In the beginning of January, I noticed a really big dip in views and interest for Grand Summoner content. I even talked to Sleepy about this, so much so that I was even worried to release the Grand Summoner Awards as an actual video in January. And the reason for this was because I was just worried that the video wouldn't perform as well as some other videos because of the amount of work we put into it. Of course, I want to do as best as possible. Why wouldn't you want one of your videos that you work hours on, or hell, you work on at all, to not do as good as it possibly can? I don't want to just release a video and it die like after a day of it being out. I want this to gain views and traction throughout many months. And it turns out that a lot of GS content doesn't do that. Point is, interest was down. No one really wanted to get into it, and interest didn't spike until recently. Whenever the 4th year anniversary stuff started releasing and Forever Summons came back with the Unit Choice tickets, that's whenever the interest kind of spiked back up to being like, oh, okay, people are wanting to play again. However, the people who are wanting to play are returning players and not really a lot of new ones. I can't use YouTube as a complete statistic, but there's not been too many new viewers just from GS alone. And now I can't even really look at it because now it says the new viewers are as much as the returning viewers. But the problem is the new viewers are from the Yu-Gi-Oh vids. Also, thank you guys for all the support on that, by the way. What this translates to me is Hatsune Miku isn't bringing in new players. The 4th anniversary, no one's really caring about it apart from the people who are already playing the game, which is understandable. This is, I think, very common in most gacha games, unless your name's Dokkan. And then 3, I think this all leads into my biggest issue with Grand Summoners global at the moment. And I don't know about JP. I can't speak on JP because I don't play JP enough, so I don't know if it's ran the same way. Grand Summoners Global has no meaningful content in the game at in-game. And I think this is one of the biggest issues with this game. As a new player getting into the game, to be honest, you should stay at that exact level for as long as you can. Because once you get to the end of it, no lie, it's nothing but sadness. And there's nothing to strive for apart from getting a level 4 crest. And by the way, I just want to take a quick intermission here. If you say grinding a 4+ is fun, engaging content, please go get psychiatric help because you belong in an insane asylum. There is no way you actually enjoy crest farming. And if you do, it's probably because you are crest farming with your friends in Discord and you're enjoying that. You're enjoying the experience of that, of hanging out with them. You're enjoying the people around you playing the activity and not the activity. There's a big difference because there's some people who really defend crest farming like it's the greatest thing to ever be invented. It's the most redundant content I've ever seen in my fucking life. Oh, how do we get people to play our game for a long time? We put a shiny crest at a low drop rate that doesn't do hardly anything apart from just give you a little bit more stats than the 4+, and it has a little glow to it, and that's it. Jesus fucking Christ. As a veteran player, as somebody who progresses through the game and starts beating all the content, you're going to quickly notice that whenever there's not a mines event going on, whenever there's not a raid event going on, there's nothing to do. Like literally, there's nothing. You could go farm any of the ultra luck events if you want to, but more than likely you've already done most of them. And what's the point of even grinding them more? I mean, yeah, the luck bonus system is a thing and you could buff up them further beyond what they are currently at. But even then, I don't think a lot of people are going to be too interested in, like the average player isn't going to be interested in. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm right there. I'm not interested in buffing up a unit that I've already got to 120 in the first place. Which I think is also an entirely different argument because that also leads to burnout and not enjoying the game in the long term. And let me not even get started on Dungeon of Trials, ladies and gentlemen. Even with me doing my Dungeon of Trials video recently, I noticed this in the comments section a lot. Dungeon of Trials isn't rewarding. OP, do you think Dungeon of Trials should be more rewarding? As an in-game activity, Dungeon of Trials is extremely difficult, especially the higher floors. You're having to deal with a lot, right? There's a lot of mechanics, a lot of minute things that you're having to deal with, and you're gonna have to be playing the game for quite a while to even beat a lot of these floors. I'm talking about you're gonna need the right equipment, you're gonna need the right units, and what do you actually get for completing that? You get some unit that's completely garbage that no one really cares about. You get like a few crystals and you get some LB stones, which I think is the only thing that's actually worth it from this entire event. To be honest, if you're someone who is stressing about Dungeon of Trials, don't. Just get to floor 20, or is it 21? It's one of the two, where the last LB stone drops, and then stop. Because beyond that point, there's no reason to go deeper. I mean, if you want to play against some of the hardest bosses in the game, sure. But whenever that reward is so tiny, it's like, what am I doing here? And I can keep going on and on about this. There is so many things in GS that I could point out for this exact topic. But as you see, this is the problem. This is the exact issue. No meaningful content. Why do you think people enjoy the forever summons? It's because it's something that everyone, did y'all hear that? Everyone can participate in and get something out of it, and it gets everyone talking about it, right? Why do you think people want to talk about and discuss the choice ticket? It's because something everyone can experience, and it benefits everyone. So whenever there's a rerun crossover that doesn't do anything but add 120 luck, but people who don't really care about the unit or don't have the unit, there's no reason for them to sign in and play the game. It doesn't benefit everyone. You see what I mean? And I think that's the thing that GS needs to tackle. We need content that engages people to make people want to get on and play. Whether that be like a new tower mode, something similar to Last Claudia's, I think that would be cool. But of course, that would only be beneficial for in-game players. But I think it would also benefit newer players. Because the reason why I say this is because it would be something for the new people to strive for, especially if this in-game activity was really rewarding. Which, yeah, I mean, it sucks whenever a new event comes out and you can't play it. It would give me a goal to reach and strive for. As a new player, I'd be like, dude, I want to get to that point to where I can beat this event. That was something that I did in the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia with its in-game activity. It's the same as if you get into any MMO. Some of you guys are playing Lost Ark. You know how you're seeing all these cool videos with these guys having all these crazy ass gears, all these crazy ass engravings? It gives you something to strive for, doesn't it? It's like, yo, I kind of want to get that. That's kind of clean. So I think GS needs to add meaningful content that actually incentivizes their players to come and play the game, because Global hasn't been doing that for a while, and the only thing that's been keeping Global going has just been crossovers, which I know the team that's working on GS is probably not the biggest team, especially the Global side. It's probably pretty small, and I'm sure most of their time is spent translating and getting out crossovers more so than actually developing new content. But it's really weird to me that GS is a pretty modern global game, and the fact is that we aren't getting like a global first at all, a global exclusive content, or nothing of that matter, nothing to support the global player base. It's kind of weird considering a lot of other gacha games nowadays do that type of stuff. But I'm getting off topic here. My main issue is, and the biggest thing that I want to see changed, is just GS to add meaningful content into the game that everyone can take part in. Not just whales, not just in-game players that know Life Crest all day or something. I'm talking about everyone. Oh, that's all I gotta say about it. If you have any comments that you want to add to this or anything else that you think GS may want to add in the future, absolutely, please let me know down below in the comment. But that's it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more Grand Summoners videos, then I highly recommend you go check out either one of them that are popping up on screen. Both of them banger videos, and I'm pretty sure you enjoy them quite a bit. Oh, and before you leave, don't forget to drink water.